Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the WardiTV Monday, week number 31. I'm, of course, your site VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to, in a way, our second broadcast of the day. Of course, we were live late last night or this morning with the HSL, with the Hispanic StarCraft League, and now we are back. We have returned with the beginning of our weekly Open Cup schedule with the WardiTV Monday, and here we go. We're jumping into game number one, jumping into our fresh best of 3 series. If you're in the chat, exclamation mark B in the chat, and you'll get a link to the bracket. Of course, you can have a look at these standings, have a look at the bracket yourselves. Plenty of matches, plenty of players have rocked up here, and it is a stacked tournament. We'll get into it. We'll get into it at some point after this series. For now, though, spawning in the bottom hand corner of ley lines, we have the German Terran player, the red Terran. It is Moja. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have his blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our TVP. Whew. And again, it was an intense weekend, a very, very intense weekend. I still not fully recovered. We were live until like 7 a.m. in the morning. It was it was an intense tournament. It was an intense cast, intense tournament, intense HSL. And of course, from there, I was able to get some rest at least. Then just straight back to work. I spent the entire day just scheduling as many VODs as I could. All the VODs, happy. Now we're here, now we're back. And the casting continues. It does not stop. I believe for this week, we do have 2 casts a day, every single day scheduled once again. So another intense week of casting for us here on the CranKy Ducklings. Starting next week onwards, we should be able to, maybe not next week. Maybe May? Maybe like May. We should be able to ease up a little bit coming into May. But yeah, we have a lot of catching up to do when it comes to tournaments, when it comes to casting. As always, there's just so much StarCraft going on right now, and we'll be all over it. Otherwise, it'll be settling in. Otherwise, for now, we do have an economic opener out of Moja going for a single gas into a ranked expand. So economic start out of a Terran player. Meanwhile, standard opener out of SKillous. SKillous in position. He will deflect the Reaper. He'll force him back. He will keep him at bay. And so far, so good. We have yet to embrace our tech of choice. It was a Stalker opener into Sentry, into Hallucination Scouts. Meanwhile, we have a tech of choice. It is going to be the Twilight Council out of SKillous. Twilight Council to blink, not Stargate, not Robo, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. Standard opener here out of our Protoss. So far, everything looking normal. Standard opener out of SKillous, and of course, economic start out of Moja. Hallucination moves out, and with this Hallucination should be able to confirm the timing of the CC as well as the 1-1-1 setup. It's going to be racks into factory into starport. So do you have the add-on swap getting ready here between the starport and the tech lab? Likewise, reactored Hellion into reactored Widowmine. Interesting. Okay, Widowmine's on the way. Hallucination does confirm the add-on swap, does confirm the lack of reactored Reapers, for example, and is going to be aware of the Widowmine follow-up. It does spot the Widowmine towards the end. Rax floating on over. Widowmines do waddle out. Hellion's Reaper is getting ready. For the most part, SKillous is keeping up with the movement. It's keeping up. So far is in position. And we'll see if he can keep up not just with the Hellion Reaper, but with the Widowmine drop as well. Again, it's going to be multi-roam aggression out of Moja. Likewise, following this up with, interesting, with Liberator production as well. Not stopping, not slowing down. As Moja does move out. Let's move out here on the right-hand side. Does threaten a dive. Alas, SKillous in position. Likewise, Hellions, they poke in. They do confirm the expansion, but no damage yet. As we can get a tri-pronged attack ready. Get Liberator plus, Widowmine drop plus, Hellion Reaper. Can try to get in. So far, skills looking secure. Again, was 2 gates blink into a third base. Very economic build here by SKillous. SKillous just settling in. Likewise, Moja still not able to find any major damage yet, but he hasn't lost anything either. Bear that in mind. He is set up outside the main. Hellions getting caught out. SKillous still in position here for the drop. Likewise, another hallucination into the main. Gets eyes on the 3-rack follow-up, alongside tank production, alongside add-on swap into stim. Everything's still looking normal. Moja, he hasn't pulled the trigger yet. Ideally, you want to wait for a distraction, right? Ideally, you want to wait for SKillous to be the one to move out, but SKillous has been very defensive here. I mean, he hasn't moved out whatsoever to contain, to poke in. It's usually very standard and very common for Protoss players in this kind of position to move out just so they can make sure that their opponent is stuck at home and there's no drop play or anything like that. But SKillous has been a little more defensive here. He's been less concerned with what his opponent's up to. I mean, I say that, has been scouting non-stop, does have the observing position, but is not really too concerned with catching any stray units or catching any kind of move out with an army. Of course, I mean, he's aware of the drops, he's aware of the aggression. So for now, he's pinned back. From here, taking up into Gateway Explosion, into Forge, into +1 and Charge. Standard follow-up here by SKillous, going for delayed Colossus production, but still just focusing on taking up, skipping some warp ins here and there, just focusing on building up his army into the mid-game. So it's been a pretty passive start so far. Upgrades are on the horizon. Moja, he will soon be able to move out once he gets his stim. Likewise, Depot does fall. Does move out. Predictions? Oh, true. I didn't quite do them. There we go. Predictions in the chat. My apologies. Wait, did I not? No, yeah, I did. Okay. My bad. For some reason, I thought I didn't. But here we go. Moja does move out. Does a push towards the third base. So far, does deny the expansion. SKillous getting in position. Does move in, collapsing on the main army. So far getting some of the tanks here. Tank's going to be going down. Yeah, rough positioning here for Moja. As is being forced back. Now would be the time, but alas, SKillous still in position with those stalkers. Moja, he does siege up towards that third base. SKillous, he does react in time. Takes down the Liberator. Likewise, drop does not go in. And SKillous is just all over this. He shuts down the main army, shuts down the Liberator. And he's ready for the drop as well. And Moja falling on all fronts, and now he's in a rough position. So in the chats, the anti-F2 Liberator. I mean, you say that, but I mean, this medevac also hasn't moved. Like, on the one side, yes, he did siege up in between the bases, but he never F2'd. Like, the medevac is proof of that, of course. Just had it parked. Meanwhile, SKillous moving in. Take down the biome. Marauders, they do get on top of the Colossus. Colossus, oh, can we bring it down? One more volley and the Colossus up will fall. Despite that, though, there's almost nothing left on the ground. The Immortal moving in. Second Colossus has arrived. It took everything to bring down one Colossus, and there's now a second. Don't like this. Some wasted DPS here on the depots, unfortunately, but regardless, SKillous does move forward, and he has broken the back of Moja. Meanwhile, Mind Drop comes back in for the first time, gets some decent probe damage, but again, doesn't matter. The Prism has arrived, reinforcements on the front lines, boys are being pulled into charge shots, GG gets called, and SKillous, he shuts down Moja, and he will take a 1-0 lead. GG. Whew. GG, well played. It does take the lead. Again, impressive game there by SKillous. He was just shutting down Moja at every turn, keeping up with the Liberator, with the Mind Drop, keeping up with everything that Moja had to throw at him. Very impressive. And again, it was quite fortunate that SKillous did end up catching that first move out as well, that first army, before, as it was sieging up outside of the third base. So very impressive there by SKillous. Again, Moja, he was doing whatever he could to try to find some damage to get across the map, but yeah, SKillous doing a great job of just keeping a cool, calm, and collected head. Didn't overreact, he didn't over-respond, he wasn't too safe or anything like that. Like, he was able to successfully tech up and yeah, embrace that mid-game. GG. GG, well played. That was an impressive game there by SKillous, and we'll see if Moja can bring it back and force us to the ace match. Personally, I hope we do. Hope he can make it there, but again, the pressure is now on the Terran, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the German Terran player, the Red Terran, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Moja. And spawning in the bottom or in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is SKillous. We go. We have our setup. We have our second game. Now, when it comes to game one, again, game one, there was really nothing too fancy that was occurring. There was no major aggression, no earlier tech. I bring that up just because I imagine that we might shift gears here coming into game two. SKillous, what he showed off in game one was crazy impressive and was a little bit terrifying. So I would imagine that Moja, especially after game one, may look to take a different approach. Maybe something more aggressive, something more assertive. Ultra Love has a shorter rush distance by ground. It is a smaller map, so you can be a little bit more aggressive here. I say a little bit more aggressive. There's a little bit more to it. Ultra Love has all those defensive features, has all these defensive positions. So at times it can be more difficult, but if you can go across the map unscattered, I mean, that's when you can pop off. But now, ranks expand. Once again, just like the previous game, we do have an economic opener out of Moja. Once again, we are not going for the faster factory. We're not going for faster tech. Instead, faster economy. Okay. So nothing too aggressive, nothing too crazy, at least early on, but this can still lead into like mid-game aggression. We can still see Moja make some more aggressive decisions from here. Also, see in the chat, este el rimbo, papi, este el rimbo. Welcome back, by the way. Welcome back. What I mean by that is welcome back to StarCraft. Kind of. I missed you, papi. I missed you for quite some time. But I did see that este el rimbo. Are you on the Gooners team? No. What team are you on? Is competing in the All Things Protoss Team League. So we'll be cheering. We'll be cheering. Lorimbo's team. Hold on, I have to check. All Things Protoss Team League. What team is Lorimbo in? Maybe he is a Gooner, but he's not on the Gooners. Let me. Oh god. Ah no. Hard to say. Ah yes, Cinque Fromage. There you go. God damn it. We'll be cheering for you. Best of luck. Este Lorimbo. And here we go. Cinque. Sí. As for now, we are going to be settling in. Nothing crazy. Oh, I was gonna say nothing too crazy yet. My apologies. Twilight Council opened out a SKillous, and I assumed it was gonna be Blink. I assumed it was gonna be something standard, but no, it is anything but. It is gonna be a charge opener instead. Something much more aggressive, much more assertive. Ideally, we're gonna hit that timing with charge. Gateway explosion on the way, getting up to 5 gates already, and we might see even more than that. 5 gateways so far. We'll see if we can get up. We'll see if we can. Sorry, 4 gates so far. We'll see if we do go up to 5 or up to 6. So 4 gates for the time being. SKillous is setting up for an expansion. No gases here at the natural, bear that in mind. Meanwhile, Moja back at home. Oh, hello. Faking out cloak. Does open up Banshee. Hallucination somewhat confirms. Bearing in mind that this time there is no setup for a mine drop, the hallucination does confirm this, as there's no reactor on the factory, so much earlier tank production, much earlier than last game. So Banshee does move out. Set up on one base. Moja here has yet to really confirm what's going on. He soon will. So he's moving out. Making his way towards the mineral lines. Likewise, because of the tech of choice here from SKillous, he's not going to have as many stalkers available. He's got 4 stalkers for the time being. Does have his 4 stalkers. Second tank is on the way. Stalkers a reposition. No observer yet. Observer's being chronoed. Reaper into the main. You want Stalkers, they do pin down that Banshee. Okay, nice movement. So far, good response here by SKillous. He just ignores the Reaper. There we go. Finally gonna go down. He does go down. I believe we somewhat, we have yet to really confirm the gases yet. We do have Blink now on the horizon. Forge +1. Now, I had assumed, especially with the early charge that was being researched, that SKillous was going to be more active. I assumed that he was going to be more aggressive, or maybe I should say the opposite. Maybe he had assumed that Moja would be more aggressive instead. Going into early charge and really early charge timings, they can overwhelm these ground-based pushes in the early game. They can completely shut them down. But as we can see, Moja, he's getting a third CC. He's defending back at home. He has yet to move out. He's just securing himself. So based on this setup, I would imagine that SKillous was expecting Moja to be more aggressive. That didn't happen. Didn't happen in the end. Moja, he's just staying back at home, still building up. It's up to 2 tanks. We'll soon move out with his stim. And we'll see what he can accomplish. As a Blink is going to finish up in a couple of seconds. First Colossus is on the way. Here comes our first move out, checking the vision. SKillous, he does not see this. SKillous is not aware, just now moving up the observers. He will spot the army. And the army spots him. Oh, gets one. Takes down one. Once the other observer, barely doesn't get it. SKillous moving in. And he does have a lot of charge lots. Is it going to be enough? There's 0-0. Oh. Tanks do siege. SKillous being force back, but the Colossus has arrived. Oh! Blink is done. Blink is done. Chargeless, yeah, they dive in. Tanks are going to be going down. Nice disable here on the Colossus. Oh, he researched. Oh, I thought it was a fake out. Did research. Does disable the Colossus, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, the Colossus, the Zealots overwhelm. Moja going to be forced back. Ay. Going to lose everything here. Even without the Colossus, it doesn't matter. SKillous, he does shut this down. Again, he did see it ahead of time. Now getting a 4th base, and now I'm concerned for Moja. After losing all those tanks, after losing that bio army, can he expand? Can he claim that 3rd? I'm sure he wants to. SKillous moving in, takes down the bunker. Takes down the bunker. Likewise, another disable here on the Colossus. It's been so long since I've seen the Matrix actually be useful. It's like he's surviving, he's holding on. Let's go. It's an opener in a style that really fell out of fashion, especially after the nerf, after requiring the upgrade as well. Skill splitting up. Go forward mines. The friendly fire. Oh, okay, clutch on Burrow. Does on Burrow. Zealots, they dive in. Mine shots. Oh, they connect. Massive connections. Zealots are getting completely shut down. SKillous, he has to back off. When he has no fear, proxy pylon here on top, just at the front lines, outside of the 3rd base. Colossus taking a lot of hits. That's a lot of Vikings. And SKillous has here extended. He will lose 1. He should lose both. Colossus 1 barely survives. Oh my god. It's on 1 HP. Barely does survive. Mine shots popping up. And with these reinforcements, even though they're slow loss, they should be able to come in time. Warping finishes, another Colossus goes down, the SKillous overextends. Big overextension. SCV's going to be going down. Zealots are in the mineral line. Looks like Moja, he should barely hold on here. Brings up the Zealots, forces back SKillous again. These are slow warp-ins. It takes so long. But it still might be too much. Yeah, SKillous, he's barely standing. GG gets called. He is broken, and SKillous, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on into the round of 16. GG. GG, well played. SKillous, he will claim the series, will advance on. I can also to Moja, he did play well for himself, of course. So we did see some quirky kind of timings when it came to game 1 and game 2. It was interesting to see Moja go back into Matrix. Again, it's something that we don't see too often nowadays. I do see someone referring to it in the chat. One of the reasons why we don't see it as often as we used to is because the meta has shifted quite a bit. Raven openers were a lot more commonplace back when Robo openers were a lot more common, specifically Robo openers and Phoenix Colossus as well. That's when Ravens really did thrive. This was like, what, a year ago, 2 years ago? But the meta did shift to a much more common Twilight Council Blink-based opener instead. Like, it is so common, I'm sure you know, to see, again, Twilight Council like 2, 3, 4 gate Blink Stalker instead, whereas back in the day, a couple of years ago, Robo openers into Colossus or Phoenix Colossus was more common, and that's where like Ravens would have a lot more value. Of course, they, after a while, did get nerfed, but also the meta did shift away from that. But it was really cool to see that, you know, we saw that Moja, he was able to make use of that Raven, make use of that Inference Matrix, allowed him to survive certain timings, survive certain attacks, but alas, barely couldn't hold on with that. GG, well played. SKillous, who will claim the series, and now we're getting ready for our next matchup here. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Let us head on over here and catch up.